How's it going, guys? In this video, I'm going to show you how to install the Zippy extension spacers in the black Balisong Rebola V2. You can see I've already got one spacer installed on the bite handle. We're going to do the safe handle together. So take your Torx driver. The Rebola uses T8 for the pivots and the spacer, T6 for the Zen screw, and we'll just unscrew these. I like to use like this thin Allen key to just gently push out the spacer 6 bolt. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen the pivot screw. I'm not going to undo it all the way, but I'm just going to loosen it a turn. And I'll do the same thing with the Zen pin screw. Now, you should be able to very gently push the handles apart. You can see that there's a spacer, the stock spacer, and this indexing pin, and we just want both of them out. I'll show you how much these weigh. .11 ounces for the stock spacer and 0.051, 0.052 ounces for the Zippy spacer. So the new spacers you're installing come in at half the weight, so it's going to cut down on the handle bias quite a bit. Now what we're going to do is insert the Zippy spacer. The Zippy spacer has this integral pin that will keep it aligned, so make sure you have it aligned properly, that the pin can go into the indexing slot. We'll take the screw and insert it again. Have it somewhat the way in, and I'm just going to firmly but gently press it in. Make sure my spacer is aligned correctly, isn't crooked or anything. And then I'm going to insert the screw. Back to T8. And I'm just gonna give it a couple turns. And at this point, now that the spacers are installed, I'm gonna retighten the pivots. You're gonna wanna make sure you have a clean workstation and preferably a clean Balisong. Every time you loosen the pivot, you raise the chance of some microscopic piece of dirt, debris, hair slipping in between the washer and the blade. So if you loosen your pivot and then tighten your pivot and you get binding all of a sudden, you'll want to disassemble and do a deep clean. All right, so my pivot is retightened. Zen pin also retightened. I'm then going to screw in the spacer screw until I get a light resistance. And now I'm going to take the stock spacer and I'm going to wedge it in the channel just below the Zippy spacer with my thumb, just like that. And now I'm going to tighten down the spacer screw until there's friction on the stock spacer and I can pull it out, but it's a bit difficult. And that, you can see it's kind of held in there, and I'll pull it out and I'll visually inspect, make sure the handle slabs look parallel, which they do. There's no bowing, however you say it. And that's it. You've just successfully installed these Zippy extension spacers in the Rebola V2. Thanks for watching, guys.